Let me compare you to John Gielgud for a second.
Okay, people do so often, it's weird.
In his autobiography, he talks about doing a one-man show, and very successful. He said he loved talking to the crew, but he said, I missed interacting with other actors. Did you have a similar?
Every single day. So when George came, it was like this energy force, and you were so appreciative of him being there. And then when he left, I'd never been hit with a depression like that. And it was, you know, we had so much fun for 3 weeks. But then my friend left, and I was amazed at how I was affected by him going. I had a hard time saying goodbye. I didn't want to look at him. I just could have given him a pat, and I walked away, and I was mad. So I felt like every day I was pushed against a wall with technology, and I was angry at everyone who came with me with a laptop to tell me where my hand had to be and where my head had to end up within a certain amount of time. I wanted to just, you know, but you knew you had to do it. And then it was my job, with all these constraints, to figure out how to be, you know, this person.
You have a visual of Explorer.
No.
You have a visual of ISS.
No.
You need to focus anything to the sun and the Earth. Give me coordinates.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
How much did the script change between the time you started filming and the time you finished filming?
What we kept on exploring and changing was dialogue. And it was not until we got Sandra and George involved that with their help, we shaped the whole, the two characters.
How do you keep your focus on the heart of the film? Because it's a very human screenplay in terms of the humanity, but it must be seductive to get into the technology.
Well, no, because it was very clear that technology is a tool, and the tool was at the service of the human story. Unfortunately, just part of this technology required for the actors to be very limited in terms of room to change things in the last minute. But it was always about, not only about the performance, but about the themes of the film. And a lot of other themes were already in the screenplay. In one hand, the screenplay was structured so it was like a roller coaster ride in which you would be at the edge of your seat from the get-go, combined with an emotional journey. And throughout this arc, play with other themes, but mostly through visual metaphors. And those were already in the screenplay.
Talk a little bit about the role of a producer, because it can change from film to film. But was this different from anything? Or?
Well, you know, I've worked a lot with visual effects too. You know, the 8 Potter films have oodles of effects, but nothing quite like this. This was the most technical film I've ever been and might ever be involved with. It was astonishing. You know, the role of the producer is multifold. As with any film, a big part of what I do is supporting the director, supporting Alfonso, and helping create an environment where he feels safe. Sandy, for long periods of the film, was alone, you know, making sure that she was comfortable, and so that was a big part of it. You know, we built a garden outside of a trailer for George. We built a little tiki bar, making them all feel happy.
I mean, visually, it's an amazing film, but also there's a lot of substance to the film.
Well, you know, the film deals a lot with adversity and overcoming adversity to get to a place of rebirth, in a way. You know, there are a lot of images of birth and rebirth throughout the film. And it's about a woman who goes from a place where initially she's dead, in a way, I suppose. You know, she's given up. She's going through life in a robotic way and could drift out into the void, as it were, literally go out into space. And yet she rediscovers a purpose in life and embraces that and chooses to fight to get back to Earth.